It's Starling.
It's Raven.
And we are going to talk about
making teachers cry.
Yeah. And I'm going to start off with my story first. And so what happened with my story was I was in the 6th grade and there was a lockdown. I was not in the class that made the teacher cry, but this is what I heard, and I know for sure it was true because she later on told us that it was true. So I was in my PE class, and we all had to be like escorted to the gym because the guy was actually on our campus, and he was a shooter that shot a bunch of people. So we were like on lockdown because there was a killer on our campus. And then there was and then there was our teacher, who was the math teacher at the time, and she, oh my gosh, everyone said she just completely broke down because she could not control the kids. The kids were like yelling and screaming and like laughing and like hiding underneath the desks, but like not really hiding, like just playing games like underneath the desk, and she was freaking out that we were all going to get killed. But I'm sorry, every shooter knows that there's people at the school that it's a lockdown because they went through lockdown drills when they were kids. So, or he was younger, so.
Yeah, he had a lot of tattoos.
Yeah, I remember. Were you in my PE class?
I saw him walk across the trail, and we're like, oh, who's that man?
And Miss Hendricks
and we were outside.
Yeah, Miss Hendricks was like, okay, it's a man with his shirt off. And we were like,
his shirt was off, and like, there was like a bulge in his pocket where his gun was.
Yeah.
And he was all walking casually, like, and he all looked at us, and we were just like, what? And I was the only one that wanted to talk to him. Like, I wanted to go up and be like, hey, mister, what you doing here?
Yeah.
But everyone else was like, oh.
Yeah, my teacher, our teacher was like, because I was looking at him and like completely spacing out, and she's like, Eliza, do you have something to say? And I was like, yeah, look behind you. And she's like, oh. And then she's like, it's just a man. Like, she just like acted like it was normal. And then like 10 seconds later, she's like, okay, we're going to run today. It was not the running day. She's like, so we're sprinting to the cafeteria, which is at the other end of the school. So anyways, long story short, the other class, the math class, they made the teacher cry because she thought that they were all going to die.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, I was not in that class, but our school talked about it for the entire year after that.
Yeah, it was...
because she was a terrible teacher.
Yeah.
So, I'm not gonna...
She taught math horribly. I was in her class, and I had to be put in 3 different classes because I didn't understand.
Oh my gosh, I want
to
say something really funny that actually happened really fast.
Alright.
Okay, so there was this kid, and oh my goodness, I hated him. And we didn't get along, and stop. Please, I love you. And so anyways, we didn't get along at all, and we were always arguing, and she looked at me, and she's like, do you have something to say? And I said, yeah, he's a douchebag. And then I got, yeah. And then I got kicked out. That was my brother. And then I got kicked out of, I got kicked out of the class because I stood up and I said, yeah, he's a douchebag, and I don't want to shut up. So I went to the detention office where I spent 95% of my 6th grade year. And now I have good grades, and I'm a good student, actually.
I spent 80% of my freshman year in in-house and lunch detention.
I only got 1 in-house, and I'll tell that story later.
8th grade, I was always in lunch detention. Like, everyone would be like, oh, where's Trinity? Or where's Raven? And I'm like, ha! I'm in lunch detention.
I drew in a book! Oh! We'll tell that story later, too.
Yeah. Okay, so I made 2 teachers cry, actually. One from 8th grade, and one on a few days ago. Actually, today. Okay, so the 8th grade one her name was Miss Hoagland. She is an 8th grade teacher at Markham. And I kind of
You really shouldn't have said her name.
Yeah, I kind of just threw her under the bus. Oh, well, no one likes her. I think she might be retired, hopefully. But she was really mean, and I was going through a hard time because I figured out I was adopted, and that actually hurt me a lot because my whole life was kind of a lie. And it's not a regular adoption, that's a completely different story. But I was going through a hard time, and that's when I got this same jacket, and my hood was up. I kept telling everyone to F off, F this, F that, I couldn't stop saying the F word. And then She's like, Trinity, get out of my class. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I will, because this effing class is so effing stupid, and I don't need to even be here. I shouldn't even hear your effing voice, and F this, F that, blah, blah, blah. And she gave me a week's worth of lunch detention, and then I came back. She's like, did you serve your detention? I'm like, no, you gave them to me. Why should I? And she just got really mad at me.
She also talks to cats.
She does.
Like, she actually believes that her cat talks.
That's a different story.
Also, she thinks that her dog's Houdini, too. She shouldn't be teaching. She's insane.
She is. She's old, too.
She's not even that old. She doesn't have any gray hair yet.
She's fat and wrinkly. Anyway, Miss, another teacher from this year, she's my biology teacher. She should be retired, because right here, like, let's see. So
you're going to talk about her hair? I said she should be
right to here is
retired
gray.
Because
like, this whole thing right here is gray.
Gray. She should be retired.
She should be. Gray. She's old, like Mr.
Odin's gonna get really mad.
But
oh, ew.
Oh yeah.
He's ancient.
He is. That's a different story. I got kicked out of his class every day though.
Yeah.
Anyway, I made Miss E cry because we were taking a test today, and the whole class decided to whistle. I was part of it, yes. Not a lot of people were though. And she's like, the next person who whistles is gonna get 2 office referrals. No. You're not gonna do anything. She caught me whistling, she looked at me, and just said, stop. That's not an office referral.
And then my best friend, who I've known since he was 2 years old,
he got kicked out of class.
He's in trouble with me right now.
Yeah, like, it was probably 30 minutes into the class, not even, and he got kicked out.
I'm disappointed in you.
I think it was pretty funny. Like, the whole class was laughing.
It's not funny.
He threw his pencil at the wall.
Why?
Because he was so mad. He's like, "This is bullshit."
He was mad?
Threw the pencil. Yeah.
He was mad?
He wasn't doing anything.
Oh, he never gets mad. That's weird.
He threw the pencil at the wall, but, no one likes that teacher, and we started, like, making popping noises, like, going to get like that with our finger.
Yeah.
And we were all doing that, and she's like, stop with the sound effects and blah, 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 blah. And she had her voice, like, way up here. Like, it didn't even fit her body size. And, oh, that woman needed to shut up. Oh, my gosh. She never stopped talking.
So are we done with your story now?
Yeah.
So that's how we make teachers cry, and now we're getting lots of good ideas to make videos about by making this video. So now I have a bunch of things to write down.
Oh.
So we will make more videos. See you.